Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. Allow me to preface this video by saying we are discussing criminal prosecutions in Thailand. It should be noted I am not a Thai attorney. We have Thai attorneys on staff here at the firm. This video and basically the bullet points I'll be going through in this video have been reviewed by our staff just to be sure that everyone's on the same page. I'm not saying anything completely out of sorts with respect to this topic. That being said, I am a Thai citizen. Again, as previously mentioned, I'm an American attorney. I'm qualified in the United States, but I've been in Thailand a fairly prolonged period of time, and I am the managing director of the firm, notwithstanding the fact I'm not a Thai attorney and I would not be handling one of these cases directly. I have assisted our foreign clients in liaising with their attorneys and in sometimes just basically providing an overview of how the overall process works. And I'd like to go ahead and provide some insight to those who would like to watch this video. So this video specifically is discussing the investigatory phase, the investigation phase of a criminal prosecution here in the kingdom. And basically what we're looking at is the first part of that is going to be a complaint or a plaint being filed. So that's going to go ahead and be filed usually by a plaintiff. And Thailand is somewhat dissimilar from other jurisdictions, and we have other videos on this channel specifically discussing this, but criminal complaints can be made and can be pursued and the charges pressed, even from a legal standpoint, by an individual. So when we get into the aspects of an actual prosecutor being involved, under certain circumstances, an individual can do this without a prosecutor, although those are somewhat limited when you're looking at the entirety of criminal jurisprudence here in the kingdom. That being said, the first phase is a complaint of some sort needs to be filed. From there, the police need to go ahead and make an inquiry into the sort of the background of the complaint, into the facts involved, the people involved, etc. The police will then conduct interviews, not only with the individuals who are both complaining and the subject of a complaint, but possibly with other with witnesses, etc., in order to determine whether or not there in fact exists credible evidence that a criminal violation has occurred. After that, the police have to go ahead and make a recommendation one way or the other. It can't just sort of be left hanging. The police have to go ahead and recommend to the prosecutor one way or the other, should criminal charges proceed or should criminal charges be dropped or not proceeded with. And then at that point, the prosecution sort of takes up their mantle, if you will. But basically, the police have to go ahead and recommend whether pursuance of an indictment is warranted and proceed from there. At that point, the defendant, if you will, or the person who is accused, the accused, if you will, either way, needs to go ahead and present themselves before a prosecutor should the police go ahead and state that there is grounds for pursuing a case. Now, this is a situation where there is a complaint at issue. This is going to be very different than if an individual has been caught in the act of committing a crime by a police officer, apprehended, arrested, and detained. That's an entirely different sort of subset of logic, if you will. It's a different line of factual progression. Under those circumstances, generally speaking, we've gone into this in other videos, under those circumstances, that individual can be detained for a certain period of time without charges being brought, and at which time the prosecutor decides to go ahead and pursue. The matter needs to be brought before a judge, and the judge goes ahead and reviews the case, etc. But within this series of videos, we're more talking about a situation where a complaint has been filed, then the police subsequently go ahead and follow up on the complaint. So in the next video on this topic, we'll go ahead and proceed to provide further insight into the prosecution's role and how they go ahead and proceed with the case after the recommendation has been given by the police as to whether or not a prosecution should proceed, and whether or not, and they're going to go ahead and hand over sort of a dossier of evidence to the prosecutor, and the prosecutor will then decide if further investigation is warranted, etc. So we'll do another video on this channel. You'll probably see it within a day of this video going up, where we discuss the prosecution further. But the thing to take away from this video is a complaint is initially filed. The police will then go ahead and follow up on that complaint. They'll interview witnesses. Probably they're going to interview both the complaining party as well as the person who is being accused. They may go ahead and interview other witnesses, and they'll go ahead and undertake certain fact-finding functions to determine whether or not there's probable cause to hand the case over to the prosecutor.